Hey y'all, and welcome to Politabrawl. My name is Brian, and both Riley Gaines and Piers Morgan could not believe their ears when this trans activist decides to say something this ridiculous about Olympic athletes. This is Looney Tunes land. Let's dive in.
Riley, why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Because men and women are different. We have different physical ceilings. It's the same reason why you have any category. It's the same reason why we have the Paralympics versus the Olympics. It's the same reason why we have weight classes in boxing. We don't have weight classes in boxing because we are fat shaming people who weigh more. No, we have weight classes because it would be unfair. We know the outcome. Every single person, kindergartners, know the outcome of what would happen if we had a 220-pound man fight a 170-pound man. It's the same reason why we have age divisions. We don't have 12 and unders or
She
Pee
doesn't
Wee
know
leagues.
that. What if that 220-pound what if that 170-pound man has the agility to beat that 220-pound man? That makes
So
no
you want to
sense.
base all of
I'm
the
so
Olympics off
sorry.
of exceptions?
Your answer makes
Off of
no
exceptions.
sense. That makes no sense.
Blossom,
Y'all don't know
bottom line,
anything
it
about
doesn't make
somebody's
sense to you.
biochemistry.
It makes
Somebody's
sense
biology
to
you do not know.
99% of common
You
sense.
do not
Actually,
know,
100%
Riley. I'm
of
sorry.
common
You
sense to
absolutely do
individuals.
not know about somebody's biology.
You just admitted you're not an
Everybody's
athlete.
chemistry
You
is
just
made
admitted that
differently.
you have never competed at the highest
Genetics,
level.
and see, this is the thing. I don't have to be an athlete to talk about this because this affects
Well, you
my
just said you
community
couldn't answer
I am
because you're not an
trans.
Olympian.
All right, you know what we're going to try? Why don't we try? Okay.
You're not an Olympian.
Can we please stop
We should be
talking at the
reaching out
same
to
time?
Skylar Baylor.
If you
We should
talk
be
at the same
reaching out
time,
to
Blossom,
Hofer.
if
There
you
are
talk,
many
if
people.
you
I
talk,
just gave you a list of
Blossom, if you
I
talk
just
at the
gave you a
same
list of
time,
people.
nobody can hear either of you. So Blossom, let's start with you again. A simple question. I'll tell you why they separate the sexes, just as Riley has. It's because men have a physical advantage over women, which would mean that women would not win more than a handful of medals in the entire Olympics. Would you be happy if it was a gender-neutral Olympics?
Why are we?
Hang on.
Why
Answer
are we
my
saying
question.
this about women, though?
Answer
Women
my question.
are just as strong as men.
I'm asking
sorry.
you,
I'm
would-
sorry. Women are just as strong as men.
So
women
just to
are
be
just
clear,
as powerful
okay,
as men.
okay.
And I don't believe that.
Okay, Blossom.
That's just your opinion.
So, Blossom,
that's not always fact.
Blossom, if the world #1 tennis player...
I don't buy it.
Okay, you know that Serena Williams admits that she would be beaten by the top 1,000 men in the world at tennis, right? You know that, do you?
No, I did not.
You did not know that. So,
Okay, where's the,
So you
can
don't
show me
know
the
that.
receipts? Can
You don't
y'all
know
show-
why men and women
Excuse
get
me, can
separated
y'all show me the
Olympics?
I have
receipts?
the
I would like
receipts
to
right
read
here.
those receipts.
Both Serena and Venus Williams lost
Are you
in a
waving them?
blowout.
Are you waving them around?
what?
You can
Okay.
look it up to the 203rd ranked male player. He drank in between sets, smoked in between sets, and played 18 holes of golf before, and admitted that he played like a 600 male ranked player. And they lost in a blowout, and they are phenoms, the best of the best. No other woman for a while even could come close to them, and they got beat by a man. Let me repeat it. In a blowout, the 203rd ranked male player who admitted he played like a 600 ranked
Girl,
player,
bye.
drank, smoked between sets, and played 18 holes of golf before.
Blossom, just to be clear, would you want the American Olympics, the LA Olympics, would you want them to be gender neutral where the sexes compete with each other?
Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with it. I
Okay,
think as long as
and do
it's
you also
inclusive
believe-
of
It's
trans
completely
women and
insane.
trans men and non-binary
Do you
people,
also believe
then yes,
that we should
why not?
combine
It's
the
completely
parent- Do you also
insane.
believe-
This country was built on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And all those
Exactly.
countries trying
This
to
is
get rid
why
of
that's so
DEI, that does include cis women like
And you know
Riley.
what you would do?
Hello?
You would exclude all women from winning medals. Well done.
Yo, welcome to Looney Tunes land, folks. This is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We are living in a reality where Bugs Bunny is no longer just putting on a dress to pull a fast one on Elmer Fudd. This is a real thing argued by real people who are trying somehow doing... if Blossom ever got a gold medal, it'd be for mental gymnastics on this one. The whole idea of this argument is absolutely ludicrous. The whole idea that we shouldn't have a Paralympics. The Paralympics. We shouldn't have women's sports. We shouldn't have all these. We shouldn't have all these extra barriers that actually allow athletes with either disabilities of some sort to compete, or women who, let's be honest, don't have the extra 22% muscle mass that on average the male has. Serena and Venus Williams have had to admit time and time again that while iconic athletes in their own right, no one's ever going to take that away from them, but they have had to admit that they can't return the serves from a male because they're stronger, they're faster, and by the way, if you want to bring in more biology to this basic argument, men have a faster reflex. This is quite literally millions of years of evolution baked into us, and that's basic biology. You think that the party of science would understand that. Hey y'all, here's the deal. Gold loves President Trump. Under Trump's first term, the price of gold soared 53%, and the price of silver jumped 51%. Since the start of the second term, gold has skyrocketed even higher, breaking records and even outperforming stocks. Here's what I like about precious metals like gold and silver. They have been used as a store of value for centuries. Governments can't easily manipulate it. They are used as hedges against market risk and, of course, against inflation. That's why I partnered with the amazing people over at Goldco. Goldco is an award-winning precious metals company. They are fans of this show, and they have helped millions of Americans just like y'all to purchase over $3 billion in gold and silver. Right now, you can get a free copy of their 2025 gold and silver kit. On top of that, you might also qualify for their amazing unlimited silver bonus offer. So don't wait on this. Go to politibrawlgold.com to learn more. That's politibrawlgold.com or call 855-644-GOLD. And so to make this whole point even more clear, this is not Donald Duck. It might look like Donald. It's got the same shape. It's got the hat. But that's not Donald Duck because this identifies as Daffy Duck. Remember, we're in Looney Tunes land here. That's what this whole argument boils down to. It is absolutely insane and bordering on the asinine. The whole idea that we have a difference for women's sports and the Paralympics as well is to honor the athletes that have the guts and the gumption to compete either with disabilities or in their own ranking. That's like putting me, I'm a short king, it's spring, it's awesome. Okay, it's not awesome. I hate being short. But the reality is, if I had to fight someone who was over 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds, I'd get my clock cleaned, all right? This isn't judo class where you're actually used to taking down opponents who are much bigger than yourself, okay? This isn't Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu where I can pull some crazy move and put someone in the headlock without them ever understanding what happened. That's not going to happen in these events. That's not going to happen in the boxing ring. That's not going to happen when I have to throw a javelin farther than one of my other opponents, okay? That's not what this is about. This is instead some insane activist who is trying her best to push a narrative that does not make logical sense in any way, shape, or form. This is a mental disorder at its finest. And Riley Gaines has been talking about this issue nonstop for so long. All because she had to compete against a biological male, which, by the way, I think that's, we need to stop saying biological male. We just need to say male, okay? You might have transitioned, you might want to put on a dress, you might want to put on women's clothing and hang around in bars, but ultimately, the reality is, you have an X and a Y chromosome, you're male, okay? So a male in women's sports is inherently unfair. I think even the most, even some of the most hardened Democrats can silently admit that. J.K. Rowling isn't wrong on this issue. And how crazy did the left go off against her? And of course, the left doesn't like Riley Gaines either because she's speaking the truth. That men with their 22% higher muscle mass, with their faster coordination skills, and more often than not, better eyesight. Again, Human evolution, basic biology. You think that the party of science and reason would understand that, but they don't. Because for some reason, this actually got brought up in the segment, and I'm really glad Riley Gaines talked about it, because the whole idea that there are these exceptions to the rule, that's cool. It's good to have exceptions to the rule. Except that you need to remember that the rule exists for the vast majority of people. There are going to be exceptions. There are going to be just these refrigerator-like built females. Let's see, a good example of that. Gina Carano, if you remember her. Back on the sets of Deadpool and, what was it? The Mandalorian. She was fantastic in that. She is built like a Mack truck. You aren't going through her. There's no chance if I was ever put in the ring against her, I would succeed. People are built different. Bodies work like that. But the vast majority of people, the reality is men are different from women. I think it is as simple as that. However, in Looney Tunes land, where Donald Duck identifies as Daffy, apparently you're able to believe whatever you want to, and let's be honest, folks, when the credits roll, all I have to say is, mwah. Good night, everybody. Oh, wait, same studio. Let's see, what's the right word? Oh, yeah. That's all, folks. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Till then, y'all have a loony one.